Raise $1 to $10 million in the next 6 months by building a massive investor network, establishing your expert brand, increasing credibility, authority, and investor exposure, or you don't pay and we give you your money back. So if you're a multifamily real estate investor who's working on taking down big commercial deals that are 30 units or more, and you need to be able to raise more than $1 million consistently and predictably with a proven system, this is for you. If you're not there yet, maybe you're working on single family flips and fix and flips, or you want to get out of the grind and you want to start going into multifamily and you're working on a small 5 to 10 unit deal, this is not for you. This is for experienced and advanced multifamily real estate investors. So if that's you, let's get started. All right. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the investment, because you're probably thinking right now, raise $10 million or you don't pay and we give you your money back, right? You're probably thinking about, well, how much does this cost? Well, let's talk about the investment, and let me ask you something. Would it be fair to pay $100,000 for a system that guarantees to help you raise $10 million in the next 6 months and for the rest of your career? If your answer to this is no, then this is not for you. However, if your answer to this is yes, and you know that with a system like this, you could take down big commercial deals that are 30 units or more, achieve time, lifestyle, and financial freedom, and build a legacy that's going to take care of the children of your children's children, then this is for you. And you probably think, because you're smart and you're competent and you're experienced, that $100,000 for a system that can help you raise $10 million in the next 6 months and for the rest of your career would be fair, right? So our normal price is $100,000. And we charge $100,000 because it's a fair investment, given the fact that we're going to help you raise $1 to $10 million in the next 6 months. And you might be asking yourself, well, why don't you just charge a commission from the capital that we help raise? Well, because it's illegal to charge, quote unquote, a commission according to the SEC. So that's why we make our fee a 1% investment of the amount of capital that you can raise with our system. So it's hard and risky to get you to invest $100,000 up front, right? Like, you probably wouldn't want to invest $100,000 up front, even if it's guaranteed to help you raise $10 million. And this is why we won't charge $100,000, right? So we have a 95% delayed discount. So from those $100,000, we're going to discount 95% of that until later. So our upfront fee is $5,000, which covers the cost of doing, building, and automating our capital raising system for you. And honestly, we're not going to get rich from $5,000, right? What we want is just to get you started, to remove the barrier from you getting started. And we also got a massive team that's going to be working for you. So like I said, we're not going to get rich on $5,000. This is just to, pay our people, the people that are going to be working for you, and to cover the cost of doing, building, and automating everything. So we guarantee to help you raise a minimum of $1 to $10 million in the next 6 months, or you don't pay and we give you your money back. So what does this mean exactly? It's simple. You pay the rest of the $95,000 only if you raise $1 to $10 million by the end of the 6 months. So if you don't get to the benchmark of $1 million, you don't have to pay anything, right? And if at the end you're not satisfied with our service and you didn't get any results, even after implementing everything, we give you your money back. So if at the end you don't raise $1 million, right? You think our service was crap, you get your money back, right? And you don't pay. So this is what it means to help you raise $10 million in the next 6 months, or you don't pay and we give you your money back. You only pay the $95,000 only if you get to the benchmark. And if at the end you didn't get to the benchmark, you didn't like our service, you're not satisfied, we give you your money back as well, which is $5,000, which we are not going to have a problem with that. So the next steps, right, if this sounds good to you, if the $5,000 sounds good to you, you're in a place to invest that into a system that can help you raise up to $10 million in the next 6 months. The next steps would be watching this video all the way to the end to see if what we have is a good fit for you, because you might not even need this in the first place. And, we may not be able to help you depending on where you are. So watch this video all the way to the end. I'm going to be going through what we have, how it works, and what is it that we're going to help you implement. And based on where you are, you might not even need us in the first place. You might already have everything that you need to raise capital. So let's get into it. The first thing that I want to share with you is the capital raising formula, or as I like to call it, the Millionaire Network Automation formula. And this formula is composed of 3 things, all right? 3 foundational components that you need. So the first component is identifying who your ideal investors are. The way you think about this, you need to think, who's your perfect ideal investor avatar who resonates with you, your deals, and will invest the easiest and the fastest? There's some investors that resonate with you, but not your deals. Other investors resonate with your deals, but not you. We gotta get clear on who's your ideal investor avatar that resonates with you, your deals, and will invest the easiest and the fastest. And the truth is, a lot of capital raisers and multifamily real estate investors who are looking to raise capital, they don't even know who they're looking to raise capital in the first place. And they're running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to raise capital from anyone and everyone with a pulse. And this is why they end up raising capital from no one. So some of the things that you can take into consideration when identifying who your ideal investor is your investment standard. You need to think, what is the minimum amount of money that you're going to allow investors to come into your deals with? Is it going to be 10K, 100K, a million? Once you get clear on that, then you can go a step further and try to identify whether you're going to go after non-accredited investors, accredited investors, high net worth individuals, institutional investors, and so on. And then you can niche down on an industry. What we want to do here is build a strong foundation that we can build on top of. The second thing is an automated networking system to find, connect, and convert your ideal investors. So you need to be able to find and connect with your ideal investors consistently and predictably on a weekly basis without any of your effort or time. So you need to either delegate this, automate this, or find a system that can help you find and connect with your ideal investors on a weekly basis so that you can convert them into actual investors. And the third thing you need, the third foundational component to be able to raise as much capital as you want, is a branding process. You need to, if you're going to be in the private equity space, raising capital from people, you need to position yourself and your brand as experts, and you need to have credibility and authority. These are the three foundational components for raising capital. If you have these three things in place, then you are probably already raising millions of dollars in capital. But if you're missing any of these three, that's when you start to struggle. So I have a question for you. Do you think we can help? And the reason I'm asking you this is because the capital raising formula is identifying who your ideal investors are, an automated networking system, and a branding process. And you may already have all of these three in place, right? So I want to ask you, which of these three are you missing right now? Right? Because you may have all three in place and you might already be raising millions of dollars in capital and you might already be taking down big commercial deals consistently. In that case, you wouldn't even need us in the first place, right? You may be missing one or two and you might be struggling a bit and you might not need to get the entire system implemented. Or you might be missing all of it and you want to make a quantum capital raising leap or jump by getting all of this implemented 100% done for you. So which of these three are you missing right now? Right? Think about that, because if you're missing one, two, or all of them, that's when we can help. If you have all of these three components in place, then you're probably good already. You're probably already raising millions of dollars in capital and taking down big commercial deals. And in that case, we can even help in the first place. So this is why I want you to watch this video, right? So if you think we can help, if you're missing any of these three things, keep on watching. Now, I want to share with you the capital raising roadmap. But before I walk you through this capital raising roadmap, I want to be on the same page as you. All right, let's be on the same page. And to raise millions of dollars in capital, you need a massive investor network, right? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with the fact that in order for you to raise millions of dollars in capital, you need to have a massive investor network, right? So if you agree with that, then I want to get you to open up to the possibility that the best way to build a massive investor network is not going to networking events. It's not going to meetups and investor lunches and dinners and friends and family and all of that. Right? Your ideal investors, and especially high net worth individuals, don't have time to waste time, energy, money, and being away from their family. So you're not going to find these people in networking events, meetups, and investor lunches and dinners. They're just not there. Right? The best way to build a massive investor network is the new way of networking, or as I like to call it, digital networking. And like, things have changed. Cars drive themselves, rockets go up to space, come back and land safely. We have an AI thing called ChatGPT that can literally write a book about your life in like 5 seconds. So everything has changed. We're in the digital age, and you can build a network of investors from the comfort of your home or office with just your laptop. That's all you need, right? So the best way to build a massive investor network is digital networking. And the best digital networking tool to build a massive investor network, establish your expert brand, increase credibility, authority, and investor exposure, and raise millions of dollars in capital is a podcast, right? So this system uses a podcast as a digital networking and capital raising tool. You're not going to become a podcaster. You're simply going to use a podcast as a digital networking and capital raising tool to connect with your ideal investors, build your expert brand, increase credibility, authority, investor exposure, and raise millions of dollars in capital. Right? This obviously requires for you to be the face of the brand. You're going to be the one who's out there doing these podcasts, talking to investors. I'm not going to be doing it for you. We're going to set everything up for you, but you are the one who's going to be responsible, right? So if you're afraid of the camera, if you're afraid of creating content, of talking to people, this is not for you. If you don't want to be the face of the brand, this is not for you. We treat raising capital as a business. And if you are into that, if you want to set up a system that can help you raise millions of dollars in capital consistently and predictively, then this is for you. So now that we're on the same page, let's go into the roadmap. And now that you know that our vehicle, the vehicle that we use to travel this roadmap is a podcast, let's get into it. So the first step is identifying who your ideal investors are, right? This is a done-for-you service. And once we do this, we go out there and find your ideal investors for you and connect them to you, right? So we put in the work of finding them, reaching out to them, calling them, messaging them, getting them to fill an application to make sure that they're qualified and that they meet the criteria and requirements, and we get them connected to you on your podcast. If you're able to invest 2 to 4 hours per week, up to 4 hours per week into this, and you can connect with 2 to 4 of your ideal investors per week on your podcast, by the end of the 6 months, you would end up with a massive investor network of 50 to 100 of your ideal investors and 50 to 100 podcast episodes that we optimize, multiply, and distribute for you. So let me explain what that means. Optimizing, multiplying, and distributing. So optimizing means we make everything look good. We create your expert branding, your thumbnails, your intro, your outro. We edit every single interview and make everything look good. We multiply every single episode into a bunch of clips, reels, posts, stories, emails, thumbnails, and then we distribute all of that for you without you having to lift a single finger. So all your podcasting episodes would be on Apple, Google, Spotify, and all major podcasting platforms. All of the clips, reels, posts, stories, and all of the content would be everywhere on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and everything. And we do all of this for you. So that's how it works. And this is how we help you build a massive investor network. We help you establish your expert brand, increase credibility, authority, and investor exposure. And this is how we get you to the finish line of raising millions of dollars in capital. So do you want to get this implemented 100% done for you? Because we put in the work to help you find your ideal investors. We connect you to them. We reach out to them. We call them, message them, get them to fill out an application. We help you build a massive investor network. And we do all the work behind enhancing your brand, positioning you as an expert, increasing credibility, authority, and investor exposure. So would you like to get all of this implemented 100% done for you? If that's the case, the next steps would be scheduling a capital raising strategy session to go a lot more in depth into how everything would be implemented step by step. I could walk you through it in this video, but you don't have time for that, right? So if you're good, if you would like to get this implemented, the next step would be clicking on the button below to go and book a capital raising strategy session. Once you do that, if everything sounds good, you're gonna go to a page that looks like this. You're gonna be able to pick a time zone, right? So that we're good and we're on the same time, and make sure that, the times that we have work for you. After you pick a time zone, you're going to be able to pick a date and time for our call, and then you're going to be able to fill out some application questions. So there's 7 questions in total: name, phone number, and email, and then 7 questions that you have to answer. So I have some important notes. We get a high volume of real estate investors who want to book and who want to learn more about our system. And if you want to be considered, make sure to answer all the questions as best as you can. This lets us know that you're serious. Make sure the call is going to be on Microsoft Teams, so make sure that you have it downloaded on your phone or on your computer, right? Because we don't want to be wasting time on the day of the call trying to get you to log in. So make sure you have Microsoft Teams downloaded on your computer, and make sure that you show up on time on your computer, because I'm going to be sharing things with you and in a proper environment. That way we can give something as important as raising millions of dollars in capital the time and attention that it deserves. And failure to follow instructions will end up in call cancellation. So if you book a call and we see that you didn't answer the questions correctly, or we're going to cancel the call. If you don't show up on time on your computer in the proper environment, we're going to cancel the call to give the call, the time slot, to another real estate investor who is serious about getting a done-for-you capital raising system in place to help them raise up to $10 million in the next 6 months. So another thing that I want to talk about with you is, if you have any decision maker that helps you make your decisions, right? Whether that's your spouse, a partner, another capital raising partner, some of the people that you work with, if there's anyone involved in your decision making, bring him to the call. That way they can see the process, that way they can see the system. We're going to be sharing the screen and we're going to be providing a lot of value. And then at the end, we're going to look at the perspective of getting this 100% done for you system implemented for you and helping you with it for a $5,000 upfront fee. And if there's anyone involved in your decision making, bring them. That way they can get value, and that way we can, move forward with this as fast as we can. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.